All right, what's up, everybody? It's Splash, and here today I have a special guest, Warriors. First time on here, Warrior. You can say what's up.
What's going on, everybody?
So, this is kind of pop-up debate, but I don't really do IRL debates on my channel. But I've had requests to do stuff like that, so we are going to be debating abortion, specifically the morality of abortion within the first 3 months. So I will be taking the pro-life stance, aka anti-abortion, and Warrior will be representing the pro-choice stance for abortion. So do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I personally believe that, everyone should have their own decisions, and, especially if it comes to situations like, something in your body and you're harboring it, it should be your choice to, personally, in a sense, do as you wish. I know that sounds really cold, but yeah.
Personally, I think it's immoral to take a life when you know for a fact it's going to, even if you want to argue a cellular level, it's still going to become a life. So the potential life, you are still taking it. So that would be immoral, my position. So I guess we could start by establishing what we believe would be immoral from a broader sense. So would you believe like murder is immoral?
I personally do think murder is somewhat justified in certain contexts, but in like a civilized context, no, not necessarily.
Okay, so like the taking of an innocent life, you would say is immoral.
Yeah, I'd say that's morally abhorrent. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so we got the like basis of immorality out the way. I do believe this would fall under the stance of taking an innocent life. So you think it's not immoral because it's a clump of cells, right? Okay, so if you take a random clump of cells and you put it in a petri dish and you leave it there, what will happen to the cells?
I can't say for sure exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure the cells would just start breaking down. But that's my
Yeah, but if you take these cells of a developing fetus, what will happen if you leave it in the womb?
Pretty sure it would suffocate and die, no?
No, the natural process of birth is the cells develop, become a fetus, becomes sentient life. Like it becomes the natural process of birth.
Yeah, so what I wanted to establish here is essentially what I'm going for is consciousness. Yeah, I don't think a clump of cells has consciousness quite yet.
Well, why would it need consciousness?
Why would it be consciousness, you asked?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I do believe I don't think a clump of cells would have its own subjectivity to experience. Personally,
Why does something have to have a sense of morality in order for me to act morally?
no, not a sense of morality. I said subjective reality.
No, so what I'm saying is if I have my own sense of morality, right? I shouldn't be basing my sense of morality on the morality of something else. I should act based on what I believe is moral. I shouldn't be operating based on, oh, well, I think they have a different moral code or a lack of moral code, so they don't matter.
Yeah, what I'm trying to establish is essentially is if you do not have the being in question doesn't have an ability to experience a subjective reality. I don't think it should be something of moral consideration for us quite yet.
But why? Like, I don't understand how that's a measurement for taking a life. mean, a cell is life. That's a fact. Like, if you find a cell on a different planet, they're gonna say they found life, and this life develops into a child, and then it develops into a child. So you would admit you are 100% aware that you're taking the life of a developing child, right?
Right.
Okay, so how's that not murder?
In this context, I would say it's not exactly murder because it doesn't quite, like I said before, I know this is going to probably fall under ad infinitum, but it doesn't have the experience to, experience of objective morality just yet. And, it is, assuming, of course, is like, I don't know, your fiance's or your personal own baby. So I would say in that case, do as you wish with it.
But you'd be willingly acknowledging the fact that snuffing out a life like that fetus, that clump of cells is developing into life. It is becoming a child. It's already life by being a clump of cells. Like it's different than a sperm cell, just like getting rid of a sperm cell or getting rid of an egg. It is conceived. So you would be snuffing out a life. Like you admitted you're fully aware that this is going to be a child.
Yeah, as cold as it sounds, yeah, if I'm going to come off, sounding colder than the North Pole, so be it, but yes, I'm acknowledging that.
Okay, so, like, the argument for morality is already lost because, like, you just admitted you're killing a child. Even if it sounds cold, it's still the murder of a child.
Yeah.
Alright, so, I think it's, I don't know, I feel like I've already won. I don't know how you feel. Do you have any other points?
In what certain context would you think, boarding would be, morally neutral or morally okay?
I think this would be along the lines of, it's like appeal to ignorance. So it's like a cop saying, a guy's standing there, the cop blows his brains out, and the cop argues, oh, he could have reached in his jacket and he could have had a gun or a knife. Could have been a potential, problem for me. It's along the same lines of, like, oh, this could be not a life, this could maybe develop into something, or this could not develop consciousness, so I'm just going to kill it.
Yeah, I do agree that it will go into very convoluted areas, but do you think there's any justifiable context that it would be acceptable, or it would be okay to do so?
No, I'm pro-life. The only time you can argue, for me at least personally, the morality of the decision is like if the mother's gonna die or the baby dies, that's a 50-50 situation. But obviously, that's very specific. That wouldn't pertain to your broader argument of the first 3 months.
Yeah, like generally I'm, pro-choice. If not, I'll sometimes take the other position and be like, I'd say abortion is, moral, so on and so forth. But I generally take the pro-life, not the pro-life, pro-choice position here.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, the reason I'm pro-life is because, like, most pro-choice arguments, you're arguing about, like, the negative well-being a baby will cause upon you. If that was the case, like, it's morally acceptable to get rid of something or someone that's more or negatively impacting my life. I should be morally justified in killing a lot of people, and obviously that's not the case. So. Right,
and there's making, I could probably talk about this, like the practicality standpoint. Have you ever heard like the overpopulation argument?
The Bernie Sanders argument.
Sort of. It's like, why birth more children in the world when they weren't, they didn't ask to be in this world. We kind of forced them here of our own.
Why would?
I personally think when it comes to this, tough question.
Because the parents are obviously willfully engaged in conceiving a child, and if that's the issue with overpopulation, we should be killing the ones that are perpetrating the offense.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would personally go for what the Bings contribute, if that makes any sense. Do they have more of a positive impact than what they're conceiving?
No. If you are the causing the issue, like you are the reason for the issue, you should be taken out. Because the issue won't exist without you. So, but I'm highlighting why I think it's a stupid idea. But anyways, I think that's pretty much the debate. I don't have anything else to say about it in terms of the morality of abortion. So we're gonna let people weigh in, and then we're gonna let fans comment their ideas and their views down below. Thanos, do you have any view of the debate?
I feel like you won pretty decisively, basically getting him with the point. You're killing potential life would still count as killing in the long run. There were some counters that he could have made that I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't, but yeah, overall that was really the entire debate. After that, you just sort of discussed a few side notes, but yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You won that pretty.
I almost called him Sheem. Zeus. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you won just because you picked apart his points better. Like, it would have been a better debate if he had come with more like counter arguments. But like, he'd bring up an argument, you'd pick it apart, and then you wouldn't have anything to counter, so you would just go on and, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, this was kind of, I would like to say for the record, both of us kind of just came in for a fun debate. None of us prepped for this. I've never debated abortion before, except for like in class, like 8 years ago. And Warrior just wanted to get a debate out the way. So with that being said, I'm glad we got to do this debate. Warrior will debate again on other stuff, probably fiction. Thanks everyone who joined in for this and who are watching, and I'll see y'all later.